Let's okay, so this is gonna be kind of like a little tutorial of how to cannon rush, or at least locations of cannon rush. I'm gonna do this to each map, and then put each one separately into a YouTube file, and eventually put them on a playlist, so that people that do want to cannon rush, they could decide to cannon rush. I've seen some. I've seen some people make some cannon rush mistakes. Uh, you know, it happens when you're not doing very well. So, shoot. So the first things first, right? When you're playing a PvP and you're cannon rushing, let's say we're gonna go cannon rush a Protoss player. The Protoss player out of all three races are gonna be the ones that scout the earliest. Especially if they're cannon rushing, you're gonna definitely see them. Now, as I'm doing this, I'm looking at the map because if you're cannon rushing and he's cannon rushing, you meet each other in the middle, and that's what you want to focus on. When your probe is in the middle, you want to look at the middle, at the probe that's in the middle of the map, because he's already thinking, okay, shit, if he's cannon rushing, I'm gonna meet you there. And if you do meet a Protoss and you guys run through the middle at the same time, you want to wall up with the second probe. The way to do it is you don't want to make a pylon, right? You don't want to make a pylon. You want to beat the Protoss player. You want to beat the Protoss player by making a gateway, right? So if he decides to make a pylon here and a couple cannons, all you got to do is make a cannon right here. And if the probe comes over here to hide to get vision from the cannon, this cannon is going to take it out, and no longer can the cannon rush be advanced. But the same thing though, because you made your gateway as a block. Let me actually lower this. Because you made the gateway as a block, you're able to get a cybernetics core quicker, right? So you get your gases, and then you come in and you steal his gases instead of cannon rushing, right? So you instead of cannon rushing, once you know he's cannon rushing, you steal his gas, and then you take his gas. Why do you take his gas? Because you're getting a gateway and gas, which means that you're going to get a faster cybernetics core, right? You already denied his cannon rush, and now the fact that you steal his gas, you can go void raids and just kill him. He's gonna have to get a pylon, get a cannon, try to kill these two with the cannon. It's gonna be a long time for him to get some gas. So the next thing that he's gonna want to do once you steal his gas is he's gonna want to make a nexus, right? So the second probe that was supposed to cannon rush, you pull him in the back. The opponent goes and makes a cannon, a nexus, to try to speed up the fact that he's like, oh, I don't got no gas. I might as well get the income, so I'll make a nexus quickly and just out macro him, maybe, hopefully in the middle of the game. So he makes a nexus, and then you come in and you cannon rush the nexus, and then all of a sudden, while you're going void raids, he loses his nexus, and you're not hindering your void raids because you're not making any gas units. You're just killing them with with cannons. And to me, cannons are like stalkers, but without gas. So the only thing is that they don't move. You know, they're stalkers that don't move, but no gas. That's why I like cannons. A lot of people don't look at that as a stalker, but I look at it as a stalker. So that's how you defeat a Protoss that's cannon rushing you. You quickly block him off from with the gateway, so you can progress your follow up. And then instead of cannon rushing him, instead of two cannon rushers trying to cannon rush each other, you follow it up with the follow up, which is steal his gas, force him to make a nexus, cannon the nexus, get your void raids, go to his base, and kill him. It's pretty much plain and simple on that one right there. But if it's a Terran player or a Protoss and he's not cannon rushing you, you make one way is making a pylon right here. You start off with making a pylon right here. The reason why you want to start off making a pylon right here is because the opponent is going to make a pylon in this area, right? He's going to do this, maybe two gateways, or he's going to make a gateway here and a gateway here, right? Say this is your opponent. And he's making, he's going to make his gateway here. right? Then he's gonna go get gas and then make a second gateway. But if you notice, if you notice that this pylon right here, as a Protons player or a Terran player, his vision ends at that mineral line. So the fact that you come in the beginning of the game and make your pylon here, he's not going to be able to see that you're even doing anything in the map. So by the time your pylon comes up, you cannon rush him right here and right here, right? You do this, 2 cannons. That's going to allow you to move up the ramp and cannon rush. The other thing that you do is some Protoss players make their gateway here, right? And while their gateway is coming up, you come over here quickly and you do a 3 pylon wall. His probes are going to try to attack you, try to attack these. You're going to have plenty of room to make cannons and more pylons. So, and if he does decide to try to attack you right here, you can quickly make a cannon from the back with the energy. And if he tries to come down the ramp, I mean, you can quickly, you know, block it while you're making your cannon over here. Now, a big thing about this, right? Let me kind of tell you a quick little inside. If the Zealot's trying to come in through here, normally, you know, normally you block it off. This one's actually in the bad spot. It's actually supposed to be a little higher, so you can make 2 pylons here, and that'll wall him out from getting in while your cannon's back here. But you space this out. Say your cannon's right here, right? And he's attacking your pylon. The best way, I'm gonna put him to attack and to go in, to move in, right? So because you left yourself some space, you see how I'm in between the pixels? I'm pretty much getting ready to make a pylon, so I'm clicking right here. So by the time he tries to get in, boom, I block it again, and he can't get in. You get me? So that's why you always leave yourself a little space, a little half a space between a pylon and your cannon, so that once he tries to take it out, and say you move him in, let me help him real quick. I'm quickly gonna be clicking on it right here. He's gonna be hoping that he's gonna get in already, and boom, pylon gets built. He has to walk in, and that causes him to get blocked out. That's a really good, easy move to get out of a situation of them trying to kill your cannons or getting in when the pylon's dying pretty much. So the other thing, right? Let me just kind of kill this off real quick. So the other thing right here is the other type of cannon rush is if he's making his gateway here or here, right? You're coming inside the map into his base, and you make your pylons here. One here, and one here, right? That's the other spot. This probe goes to the back and waits so you can make a cannon in the back. This area, remember about that, he's going to be trying to attack you with the probes. You're going to make the cannon in the back, and if he keeps attacking, you make a couple cannons here. Right? Then he has to move down the ramp to try to get in, while this probe, while he's distracted here, this probe goes up the ramp. You always click a mineral when you're going up the ramp. You don't want to get stuck with the probe getting, you don't want a probe blocking you right here, holding position, right? Or you don't want a zealot Not that a Zealot's gonna come out at the time, but let's say that's a probe. Um, you don't want to be blocked. You see this? You don't want to be blocked. So whenever you're making cannons and you're moving back up the ramp, always click a mineral. That'll allow him to get in. While they're trying to deny the bottom, you get this probe right here to start making more. And those are the main locations to really want to cannon rush a player as a Terran or Zerg. I mean Terran or Protoss player. I mean there are other spots, but these get a little trickier because you have to be on point. There's this one right here. You have to do it very quickly so he can't try to get you. So that's another one that you could decide to do. The other ones are a little more expensive. There's four pylon wall. You can do it here, but it is a little more strenuous because you have to do it at a diagonal. You have to kind of go like a V shape, so you can get your cannon in the middle. If you try to do it straight up, then you're not going to be able to have space for the cannon. So this is one way to kind of do it. Make another cannon right here, and now he's stuck. You know, now he can't get in. Now you could do it right here and here, but this one of these have to be a V. But the good thing about having space, like I said, if they come in and try to take this one out or this one, because they normally come through the back, like again, you got that little space to do that cannon protection again, the secondary cannon. Same thing here. If he tries to take this one out, you have a little bit more surface area for him to not fully surround your cannon. You have a little space to do your pylon block if he takes this one out. Only 2 probe will be able to attack this cannon, and then the cannon will be up and start killing everything. So those are like the locations that you would cannon rush in this map. This one's probably the most effective one, especially versus Terran. This one right here. The reason why this one's the most effective is because if you do a pylon at the back, at the bottom first, and wait, and then do these cannons, well, then you have to go up to the ramp and try to get another pylon up, right? By that time that the pylon comes up, there is a little delay. So the fact that you actually come in and make the pylons here, that means that as he's trying to take some of these out, by the time the cannon comes up, 1 or 2 of these pylons are still going to be up, and you're going to have a pylon up, right? And then once that pylon's up, you're going to be able to make cannons right away. You can start here if you want, and then move your way up. The reason why you say that is because these cannons will reach the gateway and the cybernetics core, and then as you're doing the cannon rush, you're actually also denying his gateways or pylons, or just denying that gateway from more stalkers for the battery shield. The other thing about this, right? Say you're getting chased by a probe, right? And you want to do this pylon block here. Well, if you try to go in here, right, and do this, then he's going to get inside by the time you get the second probe pylon in. And he's going to try to block you out, right? So what you want to do, a really good trick, as he's following you, you want him to continue following you. The way you want him to follow you is by always going towards it, right? So you're going to do this. He's following you. You go here. You go here. He's still following you. Here, he's still following you. And you end it with this. Then he's trapped. You always want him to follow you. You don't want him to be in front of you or on the side, because then he's going to know what you're doing. Right now, he doesn't know what you're doing. He's just chasing you. And you're just going, oh, okay. And you just quickly, boom, he's in front of you. He's in front of you. Now he can't get in. You might want to practice that, because that's the most efficient way to cannon rush in this map versus a Terran player and a Protons player, if you really want to get that cannon rush very effective. You can do it at the bottom, like I said, and then cannon up. That's more of a Terran one if you want to kind of just harass him and move up, but this is the most efficient cannon rush right here is this one. Um, because your pylon's already up ahead of time and you're already going to be ready to make more cannons. You do it at the low ground, like I said, you make cannons, you start moving all the way up. It's going to take you a while because he's already going to start chasing you. And then the pylon goes up. Only one will probably come up before his probes try to follow you and kill you. So you're going to only be able to make one pylon and run around the map. But by the time you run around the map, they're going to be trying to kill this off. And now it's going to be harder for you to really get another cannon up early enough. Because if he kills this pylon before you can make another cannon, you're going to have to make another cannon. And that's going to delay your chances of getting that cannon efficiently up. But the fact that he has to, the fact that he sees that and then now he's trying to attack everything, it's going to take a while. So that's why when you do this one, you do your cannons. And then as he's doing, as he's attacking these, that's where your second probe comes up and then makes a pylon, right? They're attacking these, cannons being up. You come inside, you make a quick pylon that will charge up the cannon again. That way, by the time he's still taking out the pylons, this pylon will charge this cannon up, and you don't have to worry about all three pylons dying. And that'll continue his the cannon rush as well. If you don't have this surface area, right? Say you don't have a little crevice right here, then the only other way that you have to do it is you make like a random pylon. He won't know what you're doing, right? This guy's gonna be chasing you. He's gonna be like, oh, what the hell? Where you at? He's gonna be chasing you and stuff, right? And remember what I said, you always have him follow you. So the way you do this one is, he doesn't know he knows you're cannon rushing, but he thinks that you're gonna be able to. You go around and you make a cannon, right? You make the gateway as a wall out. Now this cannon is gonna be contained. That's if you don't have this little spot right here where it's allowing you for a 3 pylon wall. You'll use your gateway. If you can do it quick enough, you'll be able to get inside. But you have to you gotta practice that. You gotta make the gateway when you're kind of like in the core of it. See that? Because if you make it early, and if you make it too early, like I said, if you make it like this, you're gonna be outside of it. Now you gotta go around. There's a chance that he's gonna be able to get in there. So you gotta practice that as well. You want to kind of just make sure you're in between the gateway, but not too much, and then you can get in. But it does take a little bit of work, but it's good practice to really get efficiency on the cannon rush. And that's pretty much the best ways to cannon rush in this map versus Terran and Protoss. Versus Zerg, it's a little different. You have to come down to this side, make a pylon here. His hatchery's up or coming up, and then you make another cannon right below here, right? Let's see if we can do that real quick. Actually, let's use this one. So for a Zerg, if you don't want to be too risky and you're not sure if he's gonna pull drones, one thing to do is you can make your pylon here. You look over here just to see if the hatchery's up or going up, and you don't want to cannon right away. You want to wait until the right sweet spot to cannon rush the Zerg hatchery. But if the Overlord's not here looking, you can make a cannon here first. If you start seeing drones come by, right, then you quickly make a gateway and another pylon just in case this one gets attacked. Now this gateway is going to surround the cannon, and you're going to be safe to keep continuing the cannon rush while the drones are running around crazy. After the cannon's up, because it takes a while for the gate to come up, you can decide to cancel these and now finish it off with some cannon rushes. And then all of a sudden he has to be forced to either cancel the hatchery or continue his hatchery and then lose his hatchery. So that's how you kind of go into it. But what if you go in the map and you're going up here and you don't see a hatchery, right? You come up here, you don't see a hatchery, then what would it be? It's going to be a pull first. A pull first for a hatchery is going to pretty much be for an early aggression, right? So the Zerg makes a quick pull so that he can get as quick as possible, about 6 lings, go to your base and try to do harass and kill you, right? Or even try to do harass to the point where he's going to have a big league. So you don't want to make the cannon here because of the 6 pull. He's going to catch it when he's coming down trying to go for you, and then your cannon's not going to be up yet and you're going to lose that battle. So what you want to do is you want on a 6 pull, you make the pylon in the back. The reason why is because he's not going to want to scout for a cannon rush. It's a 6 pull. He's going to want to go straight from his base to your base as quick as possible. And because of that, he has no time to go, oh, let me check around my base. I mean, he's already losing resources that he's not droning up. So as he's doing that, then he's going to go make a hatchery right after his lings leave, right? And then once the hatchery comes up, you poke in to see if the hatchery is started yet, and then you can make a cannon a little further away. You don't want to make the cannon too close to the hatchery where it kills it. You want to make the cannon just so that the lings don't attack it when he figures out that he can't get inside your base. So then right when the sweet spot kicks in, you make the real contained cannons that'll kill the hatchery, and then that'll kill the hatchery off, and then he's getting cannon rushed again. So hatch first, you do the cannon here. Pull first, you do the cannon here. The reason why you want to do the cannon here on a hatch first is because he wants to get the economy, and if you don't cannon rush here, if you cannon up here on a pull first, he's going to just have a drone and he's going to just bring it down and make a hatchery here or here, and you're going to be stuck with cannons that could only kill the hatchery. But if you make cannons and he sees it, then he cancels it. Now you got cannons that can't do anything. These cannons are going to be worthless. He's going to wait until he has roaches or ravagers. He's going to bust this out while he keeps macroing up his hatchery, and now you're in a bad spot. That's why you want to do this cannon rush with the hatch first, and then this cannon rush with the pull first. Those are the pretty much all the details that I can really explain to you on a cannon rush in this map. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time. Alright, cool. You can your base what? Instead of walling off on Terran, you make a depot right there. Got it.